Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the January 6, 2026 organizational meeting of the Pipestone County Commissioners. At this point, I'd like to call the meeting to order and begin with the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you very much. At this time, as we do each year at this meeting, we now choose a chairman and a vice chairman. At this time, I would call for nominations for board chair.
Nominate Luke Johnson as board chair.
Okay, motion by Chris.
Yep. Second by Dan.
Second by Dan for Mr. Johnson. Okay. Okay. Are there any further nominations? Are there further nominations? Last call for further nominations. Okay, 3 times.
I'd like to submit a unanimous ballot for Luke Johnson.
Okay. Motion by Chris for unanimous ballot.
Support that.
Thank you, Dallas. For second. Okay, I have a motion and a second by Chris and Dallas to cease nominations and cast unanimous ballot for Commissioner Johnson as chair. All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Chairman Johnson, you have the meeting.
Thank you, Luke.
Thank you. Take a nomination for vice chair.
Mr. Chair, I believe that it is Doug's turn, if I'm not mistaken. I would like to nominate
If
Doug.
you're taking
That is
turns.
Yep.
I'll second motion.
If memory serves me correctly anyway, so.
You have a motion and a second. Are there any other nominations? Any other nominations? Any other nominations? Hearing none. You have a motion and a second to elect Doug as vice chair. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you, Doug.
Thank you, Doug.
Thank you.
Any additions to the agenda?
Mr. Chairman, yes, I do. On back page of your agenda, I have approximately 9:35 a.m. Auditor Treasurer Amanda Sandy will be coming down to present a request for an unpaid leave for one of her staff members. That's an action item. Approximately at 9:40, Kyle Evans, Services Director for the county, is going to request a purchase of forced air heaters for the highway shop. You do have copies of the information at your desk. And approximately at 9:50, nope, I have no more personnel. Personally, that was without paid. Nope, Mr. Chairman, that's it. That's all I've got so far.
I'll move the agenda.
Okay, second. And a second to approve the agenda. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. We can start our long list of things with the rules of procedure resolution.
There are no changes to the rules of procedure from previous years. This will be resolution 5901-26.
Motion for approval, resolution 59-01-26.
I'll support that. Okay. Discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. Per diem setting resolution.
Chairman, you have in front of you and board members, resolution 5902-26 for per diems. Those must be set each year at the January 1st meeting. Per diems were set at $125 per day at December 17th, 2019 meeting.
Is that correct?
Goes back.
Is that correct?
It goes back to, that's the last time we updated them.
Oh, I guess I didn't think it was that far back.
Yeah, it
but
was that far
maybe it
back.
was.
It's been
Either.
$25.
Was here. I think I was here when it was changed to 125.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yep, that'd be right.
This is 2019, though.
I wasn't here.
Right, yeah, I don't think it was that far back.
I
Then
wouldn't,
20,
I wasn't on the board then.
Yep, when it changed from 100 to 125, I agree with you guys. I don't think that was in 2019. I think it was more recent than that.
That's what I'm
It was
thinking.
When I was on board,
Yeah.
so within 3 years.
Yeah, so it was either last year or the year before. I think it was,
2025 was the first year of the 125 per diem.
yeah.
So it would have been
24.
Make that a,
No problem.
Mr. Chair, I will move a resolution with that adjustment that we continue the per diem at the $125 rate that it was previously.
I'll second
Motion second, any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor?
it.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Auditor warrant authorization resolution.
Mr. Chairman, the only change we have to that going forward is the Van Dyke sanitation recycling fee invoices. Sometimes those end up getting quite late and it gets hard to get them paid on time. There are some issues we've had with that. So talked with Kyle about it and he agreed that it would be good to put it on as a commissioner or as an auditor's warrant.
Mr. Chair, move approve a resolution 590326.
I will second.
Any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Workers' compensation elected official recognition resolution.
Chairman and board members, this is no change from any of the prior years, is that county commissioners are covered by workers' compensation in this, and it's a resolution that has to be done every year.
I'll support the resolution 59-04-26.
And I will second.
Okay, any discussion? None, all those in favor? Opposed? Motion carries. Designated public depositories resolution.
Resolution 5905-26 is the same resolution as last year's with Northland Securities and Pershing LLC not being used any longer, but we just wanted to show that they were a depository in the past. So no changes to resolution since 2025.
Mr. Chair, I'll move resolution 590526.
Second.
Second, any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Elected officials minimum salaries resolution.
Each year, we must follow the state statute in this and have a resolution regarding the minimum salaries by state statute for the attorney and the sheriff. State statute states that the county attorney's minimum salary is $16,000, and the county sheriff's minimum salary is $24,000.
That hasn't been updated in a while.
Because that's the statute numbers. No, we're
Right.
county attorney is approximately 128, if I remember correctly, and the sheriff is 131. This is the state statute minimum.
Right.
Chair, motion to approve 59-06-26.
Yeah. Any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Designation of official newspaper resolution.
Mr. Chairman, resolution 59-07-26, we have representatives from the Pipestone County Star and the Edgerton Enterprise present, and I would invite them to come to the podium.
Morning.
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 Everybody, as I'm sure you have in front of you is the packet for our standard publication legal summary bid for this year. Jill and the Edgerton Enterprise will be the official newspaper. Pipestone Publishing will serve as the secondary newspaper.
Hold on just seconds. Mop bucket going by.
Continues. So as you'll see, the bid's basically the same as we've done in the past. It works well for us. We believe it works well for all of you in the county and your staff members that we work with on a regular basis, Jill and I both. The rate has increased slightly, just due to some cost of doing business operations for the both of us. But generally, our goal is to serve you, do things as we've done in the past. And as always, if any of you have questions about the services we provide, more than willing to answer any questions at any time.
Mr. Chair, I'll move resolution 590726.
Second.
Motion and second, any discussion?
Yeah, I would like to specifically take this opportunity to thank both of you, the Edgerton Enterprise and also Pipestone County Star, for the service that you guys do for the community.
Thank you, Dan.
Anything else? Not all those in favor? Any opposed? Motion carries. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Policy resolution.
Chairman, 5908 is virtually the same resolution as 2025. No changes to that.
The question on page 2, what is SIPC?
On page 2, you said, Luke?
Yep,
Yeah.
at the top, second paragraph on the top.
Not sure exactly what that is. See what Google says. Securities Investor Protection Corporation.
Okay.
If you look on section 9, that does show a list of some of the investment portfolios that we do use, government securities, government agencies, federal instrumentalities, certificates of deposit, repurchase agreements, commercial papers, bankers exemptions, registered investment companies, magic funds, certain mutual funds as well. And on back one page to section 7 lists who the county is using: savings associations, commercial banks, trust companies, credit unions, and industrial loan and thrift companies. So it's very much listed there of what we do. Auditor Treasurer Sandy is responsible for making sure that the investments are taken care of as the auditor treasurer.
Uncle Morty doesn't count. Uncle Morty doesn't count.
He would have to apply. He's right.
Mr. Chair, motion to approve resolution 590826.
Go ahead, Doug.
Second.
Okay, motion second, any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Set the commissioner meeting dates and times for 20.
No changes to those. Those look reasonable to the board.
Make motion to approve the commissioner meeting dates.
I'll support that.
Discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Set the county board of equalization date Monday, June 15th at 7 p.m.
Chairman of board members, I did confirm that with Assessor G. Nelson on that, and she said that Monday will work just fine for them.
Okay.
I'll move that date then to June 15th at 7 o'clock.
Second.
Second, any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Committee appointments.
We'll be on this one for a little bit, I think. Oh, 2 Kyles, yeah.
Oh, thank you.
Amanda, did you have anything to add to the investments or anything for any comments or anything?
No.
Okay.
Got 3 Kyles.
Oh, boy.
3 Kyle. Good. Kyle, Planning and Zoning Committee? Anything changing there?
Yep, we just had one planning commission member that has served 3 consecutive 3-year terms, so he's served his 9 years. Travis Bethels. I'll be getting a certificate for the chair to sign so that we can get that sent out to Travis, appreciating his service over the last 9 years. And I did send a letter out to Altona, Troy Township, who he represents, requesting a recommendation from those townships. We generally get one person recommended by both townships. This year, we received different nomination from each township, so I just thought I'd bring them both to you and let you decide. Troy Township recommended Nancy Heinricher, and Altona Township recommended Scott Blum. Both of those people do currently serve on the township boards, so it's not required that they serve on the board, but generally we get a township board representative that gets recommended for the planning commission. This would be a three-year term, provided they can serve out that 9 years, so. Any questions?
Will this be for Board of Adjustment also, or?
No, I'll be going to the planning commission requesting that they appoint a representative to serve on the Board of Adjustments
Okay.
in place of that. So that may be anybody on the planning commission, doesn't have to be this person.
Okay. So we have to pick one of these two, or?
Yes, that I didn't want to have any, it's saying it, so I pretty much left it, I wanted to leave it up to the board to decide whether it's Nancy Heinricher or Scott Blum. I think both would be fine.
Have you had a chance to visit with either one of them? If they got time, either one of them?
I believe both do. I know Scott does serve on the township associations for the county. I don't know all of Nancy's,
Yeah.
goings on, but
I'm sure that either individual will do a great job for us. So just whichever one's going to work better for them, for their schedules. And we don't really have any way of knowing either way.
Want to flip a coin?
Yeah, actually.
Good.
What about for the sake of diversity? Seems to be a lot of males on the board. Should be one, only females.
Sounds good to me. In fact, I'll make that motion. Do we need to move on this? It's just appointed.
it would be,
Okay.
I think it would be good to have a motion. I
I'll
think.
second that then.
So.
Okay. Okay, we have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries.
Okay, thank you. Any other questions about committees that I've got?
So the Board of Appeals will have to wait to find out who.
Right, I'll have those individuals on the planning commission appoint, I'll have them assign a person to that Board of Adjustments.
Okay.
That's okay with everyone?
The side note, maybe we could reach out to Scott for that opening we have for SRDC for the township.
Oh, yeah,
So
good idea.
we have an opening there for at least 3+ years. So
Okay,
something to keep in mind.
Thanks.
Yep, thanks.
thank you. Okay, do we need to go through this all one by one, or?
I think probably so. I
Yeah,
see
I
one
think
that we
so.
can delete when we get to it already. So
Okay, environmental office, SWCD,
Okay.
the Pipestone Area Alcohol Coalition.
yeah, as you might recall, a month or so ago, I reported that we had been awarded our ongoing grant, and a week later, we found out that they pulled the grant. And there won't be any grants this year. It'll be another year before there's even an application process. So basically, this unit has been dissolved. And the instructor we had there is a Southwest Health and Human Services instructor, Tyler Van Nieuwenhuizen. Veldhuizen, excuse me. And she has been absorbed into Health and Human Services as the cannabis educator. So we can delete this
This
one
one be
altogether.
deleted?
Yep.
Okay.
Solid Waste Board. Change Solid Waste Committee. The Weed Appeals Board. Fortunately, don't meet much. District 8 Land Use. RCRCA in Area 2, Watershed. Ditch Committee, another ditch. Extension, looks like for extension, a number of these here, or are they staying on, or?
Jeremy termed out.
Yeah, there's a new one. I can't.
Okay, we have,
Oh,
What's the name of the new one?
she just sent the e-
we'll be
Yeah.
rebuilding. CARLEY Erickson.
What about Kent has a 2024 date.
Kent will be reappointed
Mhm.
through 12/31 of 28. So Carol Scotting will go through 27. Carly Erickson will fill out Jeremy's term through 27. Lindsay Prunty will go through 27. Kent Vanderloot will go to 28. Teresa Stangl is fine at 26. Kyle is correct at 26. I got this information from Ann Oren. So,
Good.
and she did have a question mark by Kent's to make sure that that's right. So if it changes, I'll let you know.
Fair board, I assume is okay.
That, no, that changed last year.
Was it
Chris was on it. Chris in Dallas.
Chris and Dallas?
I was supposed to be, I never got anything from it.
No, they did that with me too. They never told me there was a meeting. So
Yeah. I never got met once on it last year.
So it's supposed to be Dallas and Chris?
Correct.
it was that last year already.
Apparently you gotta get on the email list.
Well, I tried that too.
Yeah.
Text lists. So
Yeah, okay.
they don't do that either. They didn't. Sorry, they didn't do it.
Well, whatever the process is, you better figure it out.
Yeah.
Good, yeah.
Yeah, no excuse for that. SRDC. That's where you mentioned that vacant township rep.
Yeah.
Yep.
So in order to fill that position then, your suggestion,
Well, maybe we should reach out to those two earlier that were,
Yeah.
Scott Plum.
see if Scott would be interested in doing that.
and if maybe not, maybe then Nancy would be interested too. So, or maybe they might know somebody else on the township that would be willing to serve. Cause that's a vote we've been losing out on that board for 3 years now.
Yep. How do we follow through on that then?
I'll give him a call.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah,
I'll contact him.
Scott Blum, that was.
Yeah.
There
In
you go.
20 hindsight, we should have talked about it the day we were all in the meeting in the commissioner, or in the community room with the township board.
Right,
I
yep.
I always intend to, but we always forget. So.
forgot all about it too.
MRC. IT committee. Casey Jones.
I think that we can probably remove Mick. I think we did that last time. We retired Mick Myers from Casey
Oh.
Jones,
Yeah, he hasn't showed up for a good year now, right?
which retired.
Yeah.
And I thought that we already took action on having Erica Volkers appointed for that.
Okay.
I'm quite sure that we did.
Recall.
So if you want to just change Mick to Erica,
She shows up. So.
I'll make that change.
I guess maybe just like we do Southwest, explore Southwest, maybe that's what I was thinking as well, too. So same there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Southern Minnesota Tourism, that's still going.
Yep.
Private Industry Council. Prime Health Insurance. Energy Board. Opioid Settlement. 911. Radio Board. Armed Services.
Yep.
Isn't it Doug, radio board, those meetings still 1 o'clock? As listed here?
Yes, they're still at 1 o'clock.
Okay. Thank you.
City County Law Enforcement. Drug Task Force. Library. Lake County City School.
I've never done anything
I was gonna
with
say
that.
today.
It's been years.
It's been a long time. I know there was a time when they met.
That goes back to when the hill property was up, kind of thing, when they wanted to know our input on things and stuff like that. And
Right.
that's, which nothing ever came of it, obviously.
Right.
But that's years now.
Yep.
Even though it's inactive,
Might be good to keep, since we're both.
because it doesn't cost us anything to leave it listed.
Right.
So,
In case, yep.
That'd be good.
Plum Creek.
That's very active, yes.
Good. Health and Human Services. Les is still going?
Yep, Les is still there as our layperson.
Prime West Health, Doug's name's misspelled.
On my list.
No. Future Mental Health Board.
Yeah, as you know, we went from Southwest Mental Health, which is Western area. We're just on there on a contract basis at this point. I visited with Sarah Ackerman about that, and they now also are contracted with Rock County, so they don't know at what point that they are looking for us to be involved in governors or not, so if you want to just leave that as a placeholder. Do we need to have a voice in the governance on that? Do we need to assert ourselves a little bit more or not, or just leave it be? I'm fine either way with it.
Would make sense if, don't the other counties have involvement?
Yeah, they do.
Well, then it
Yeah.
would seem logical that we should also.
But is our financial contribution the same as, because we're not really part of the joint powers, because we're not contract. So I don't know what our cost is.
Long time. Man, have you seen any bills from Western Mental Health? For the billing the hospital?
For space, I think they are.
Well, yeah, they're renting space too.
I mean, at what point shouldn't you be a part of the joint powers?
Yep.
We just hire them, right?
Right, at this point.
We really don't have a right to be on their board then.
Is that what the other counties do?
Yeah.
Don't worry about other counties. We're Pipestone County.
Well, I understand. I'm just curious.
I get my feeling is now that Rock County also is in the same position. That's kind of the impression I got from Sarah, is that they'll take it under advisement. And now with Rock County, I think eventually it will get to the point where we'll become part of the joint powers and be a full member, but it's not there yet. So again, if you want to just leave this as a placeholder now.
Yeah, because maybe there will be a negotiation period or just even meeting, and then there we are already.
Yeah.
Prepared to. Yep.
Okay, SMOC,
Yep, that's the same.
there's family partnership. Health insurance,
Well, Bruce retired.
Bruce, what? For Bruce.
Our director.
building committee. There's safety committee. Negotiations should be
Doug,
Doug.
Luke, you're still fine with staying with that, Doug?
Doug and Luke.
Finance committees, all of us.
Yep.
MC voting delegates is all of us. Policy committees, I think. The audit committee. Road and bridge should be Doug.
Doug, no, yep.
Southwest 18 Consortium. Red Pipestone Collaborative. Do they meet?
Yes, well, we have, it's once a year. And I think they might have lost their funding. Cause it's usually the end of January that we meet, heard a thing on it yet, so. Check on
CPT,
Yep.
Southwest Towards Zero Death. Friends Memorial,
Isn't that the same as military? I thought it's really one and the same. Do we need both listed?
Could combine them, I suppose. and
Those could be
put-
combined.
Make sure, you and Doug are on. I think you were just under the military one.
This one says armed services. Is that the one you're thinking about?
Yeah,
That's on page 2.
yeah, isn't that the same as the
I have
veterans?
no idea.
That'd be different.
Should we just leave it
like
for
that,
now?
you know, that's
Yeah.
fine, yeah.
Okay.
Cause I guess in a way that makes sense, cause once the memorial is actually built in the future, then.
That's just for the memorial, right?
Yeah.
The joint ditch. Authority, Transit Committee. Research for the AMC, 2023. Ditch Flood Task Force. ACE,
Yep, that's still going.
Redwood Watershed.
There's some uncertainty there as well, again, because that ACE is funded through AmeriCorps for seniors. And there's been some money on funding removed from that and challenges, and we don't know for sure where we stand. So I think until we get through this first quarter, so. Also on that, we were paying actual cost on that too, because we were a member of it, because we were, but now that enough years have gone by, now we are classified as a full member. So that's why our dues actually went down now, because now it's figured on per cap instead of by cost.
And then, are there any other things that we're missing, or that's about it?
Mr. Chairman, I'd just like to make a comment.
Mhm.
I know you guys bug out for committee reports, but this is what we do.
Yeah.
If you could just summarize, you don't have to list them all, but just summarize how many committees it. I had somebody ask me yesterday,
Just what do you do?
yeah, one meeting a month?
How much time you got?
Just, there's a lack of knowledge about
Yep.
stuff that we do.
Yep.
Right,
And this is just the county, and we got the hospital also, so.
yeah,
Just thank you for letting me
yeah.
vent.
Yeah, there's a lot more to it than just Tuesday meetings. So, probably need a motion to approve the committee assignments.
I'll make a motion to approve the committee assignment.
Okay, we got a motion and a second, any discussion?
Quicker, Chris.
Hearing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries. Planning Commission, we already did that too.
Yeah.
MC committee appointments,
Keep on the same appointments?
yeah, same as before.
I'll make a motion to stick with our same appointments for 2026.
I'll second Chris's motion.
Okay, any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Transportation Projects website publication. We've been doing this for quite a while, I think.
Yep, this is just an annual that Nick wants every year for publication of their bids, requests, get solicitations out there. And I don't believe it's gonna change anything at all with the online bidding process, but you still will advertise. So this is an annual. Approve.
Mr. Chair, I make a motion to approve the 2026 Transportation Projects website publication on pipestoncounty.com.
I'll support that.
Any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Approve the 2026 mileage reimbursement rate at 0.725 per mile.
Chairman and board members, you have in front of you a request for board action, also the notice from the IRS that the federal rate has increased 2.5 cents to 72.5. It has been past practice of the county to follow the federal rate. Recommend approval.
Mr. Chair, I move that we do follow the federal rate of the 0.725.
Second.
Second, any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. approve the 2026 meal allowance reimbursement rate.
Mr. Chairman, board members, what you have in front of you, our present rate is $50. We did raise it in January 24 from 40 to 50. And due to increases in costs of travel, fees, meals, recommending a minimal increase of $5 for the meal reimbursement rate to $55 per day. And that does include tip, gratuity, delivery fees, whatever is involved in that.
Support that.
Second.
Second, any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
You?
Guidelines for requested board resolutions and proclamations. Basically something that happens every year just to,
Yep.
we're not gonna take up things that are party oriented or,
Out of our jurisdiction.
yeah.
Nothing changed in this statement from before.
Nope,
Yep.
nothing's changed.
No.
Other than on the bottom of page 1, a Minnesota Rural Counties Association should be struck because it's not part of the name.
MRC is not there anymore?
No, MRC is fine, but association is not part of their name.
Oh, just delete the word association.
Yep.
Okay.
Mr. Chair, I move that we adopt this policy or continue the same policy we have in the past of staying in our lane.
Right. Okay, moving second, any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries. Approval of the consent agenda, which it looks like it's just the auditor warrants from 12/26 and 12/30.
Chair, move for approval, audit warrants. Or consent agenda, excuse me.
Second,
A second.
discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries. On to Amanda. Aye.
Good.
Morning.
Morning.
All right, so I have an employee that has put in a request for personal leave of absence.
Mr. Chair, I move we approve this request for personal leave of absence without pay.
The time period that she's requesting is January 1st through January 19th with a return to work date no later than the 20th. Prior to you guys voting, I just wanted to say that I did ask if she, because of this time of year, back by the 12th, because of like workload in the office and staffing, covering and that sort of thing. And due to the location, you know, her having to be out of state and that sort of thing, she just wasn't sure if that was gonna be possible for her to get through what needed to be done, so I think we can limp by another week and try to cover. She knows that when upon her return, she's going to have quite a bit on her plate and may need to put in extra hours to get that position caught up. Because that position does have a lot of things with deadlines that are in January will be coming, so. It's where we're sitting with that, so I would, my, recommendation, I guess, is definitely no later than returning to work on the 20th. And if possible, earlier, of course, but.
And she put on there that she would return on the 20th, so she's agreeable to that.
Yeah, that is.
Does this also comply then with our policy for unpaid leave?
Yes, it's on the second page, that is our policy.
Yep.
Is this under an old policy or is this a new,
This has been around.
Close.
would she be eligible under the new?
Minnesota Family Leave.
Yeah.
So that's, yeah, that is nothing. This is our
This
policy.
is just local
That
policy.
is something separate and is not a part of this situation.
We'll also acknowledge the fact that this is gonna put extra burden on the rest of your staff, as you said too, and it's gonna make it difficult. Do you think it's hard to bring in a temp? Because by the time the temp
Yeah.
gets up to speed, the crunch is over, so I acknowledge how
Yeah.
difficult a position this puts you in, but also we've got a good employee, we've got to take care of her.
Has been out since December 16th, prior to this, personal leave of absence without pay. It was FMLA leave. And then some, paid leave with funeral and that sort of thing. So holidays, funeral, that sort of thing.
And Mary's been with us a year and a half, 2 years, something like that. It's been
2 years.
2 years.
Yep,
Yeah.
over 2 years.
I'll second Dan's motion for the extended leave of absence.
Okay, and you got a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor? Opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you and all your staff for all you're doing and all the extra work you have to put in.
Yeah. Kyle Evans. Morning.
So I believe Steve gave you guys 2 estimates I got. Shop. We had a few issues go on this weekend. The heaters, the tube heaters, they're near end of life. We kind of been expecting this. This is just additional. We put I would say in my own words, Band-Aids on the heaters yesterday to keep going. The heat is fine. It's just when we have really cold days, I'm not confident that these heaters will keep up or last. So we're gonna add 2 heaters in each bay as far as like the wash bay we have, and then 1 heater in. So it'll be 2 heaters total, 1 in each bay, 1 in wash bay and 1 in the mechanics bay. And this will get us by, if the tube heaters do fail, this will be enough heat to keep the building from freezing. And if we had to in the future after these installed, we could add additional 1 or 2 units if we needed to.
And these are pre-hanging unit forced air.
Yeah, they're Resner heaters. Essentially, they're boxed forced air heaters.
Comparable to what the unit you put at the blue building.
They're exactly just a little bit bigger is what we did in the blue building fairgrounds. It's the cheapest heat right now. It mainly is just because we're not confident that these tube heaters will last, and not having somebody there over the weekend. I'm not confident that we'll keep the building from freezing up.
Did you check into what it costs to fix the radiant heat? It's-
Yeah, so I got 2 opinions on that. Scott Core was there 3 years ago looking at it, and we were up there cleaning. So we tried cleaning the units, and there's some of them with the amount of moisture that gets in those buildings from snow melting off and everything. They're starting to rust out. There's not much fixing to them. Most of them. There's a few that aren't replaceable. They're already kind of rusted out.
You're talking about the heater unit itself? or
Not
tube?
the heater unit
Yeah,
itself.
okay.
So the igniter,
So what are they, this building will be there a while, can we replace those and then?
that's more expensive. By the time, I don't actually have a price, but talking to suppliers and everything to do that, to replace the actual heads, I believe there's 7 heads, if not more, that heat, like head units, and it's all like tied together. It would be more expensive to replace the tube heating than it would be to put in these heaters. Because realistically, we'd only need 2 more of these down the road once these do totally fail the tube heat, and that would be suffice of what we have now.
All of the units are bad?
All of them are near end, not I would say there's three for sure. I know there's three that are not replayable or not working right now.
How many are there total?
I think there's seven. I don't know exactly. I'd have to double check. I know there's at least seven, if not more.
So okay, so if all seven don't work, do these heaters heat the shop?
They'll heat it enough to where it'll keep the building from freezing.
But then you'll still fix the other ones.
Well, that we would probably not. We would just add another one or two of these. It'd be probably double what this is to get to where we're at for BTU.
I'd like to see a price on fixing the radiant heat myself, but
Okay. I can get pricing on that. That's not an issue. I just know we did this in the spring. We were looking at, this was a concern, so we looked, and I believe the tube heat was almost double of what we had originally priced for all of this type of heat in the spring.
they all don't need to be replaced.
Right, so then the tube heating is pretty old, where a lot of the suppliers are saying that they are not confident and they can make it work, but they're not wanting to really. The suppliers don't want to tie into the existing tube. They would suggest replace the whole tubing and everything at that point. And that would be quite a project. So that's why we kind of went this route. I didn't go on the tube, but I definitely can get more pricing on the tube heat. I know a lot of people do prefer the tube heat. It is a good heat,
It's
radiant heat.
better for those types of shops.
Correct. And I won't disagree. It just, the main thing is the expense. We're just trying to get to where it'll just cover our basis essentially without if these fail again.
How long's that shop gonna be there though?
Yeah, well, the big thing is, say if the shop isn't there for a long time, we could reuse these heaters other places, what we're installing here. The tube heat is built for the building and you're not gonna reuse that. So if there was ever in the future where we did something different, we could always take these two heaters out and reuse them somewhere else.
Are you gonna use them?
Well, if you put a new building up or anything in the future, you could reuse them. But I can go and get pricing on the tube heat. I just know I'm really confident that they'll be a lot more expensive.
Well, it might be more, but as you said, these don't heat the shop. They keep it from freezing.
They'll keep them freezing. It'll keep it like on a cold day. The two bids I got from these contractors, they're confident it'd keep it at 50 degrees.
The guys aren't gonna work in the shop at 50 degrees.
That's just these two. Then we would have to put additional heat.
Well, that's where I'm like, we're gonna spend more than this.
Yeah, for sure. If we replaced all the heat, yeah, you're definitely gonna spend more than this.
I also understand, and like I said, with the radiant heat, it heats the object, not the air, whereas the other heats the air. So you talk about the cost of the equipment, but I think we also have to factor in not only the workability of the space, but the efficiency. I believe that the radiant heat is more efficient as well too. So even though it might cost more to replace the heads, I think in the long run, I think
Those doors are up and down a lot in the winter, and then as soon as the door's shut with radiant heat, it's
there.
warm within just a minute or so.
otherwise it takes so long to catch up.
Takes a
with
long
that
time to
air.
heat it back up with forced air, so.
We realize that this has been a problem before. This isn't a new issue, but if we can get new heads, I also think that would be appropriate.
Okay, yeah,
If that's something that you're able to get by for another couple weeks on this.
I would say we would just have to have somebody going over the weekend with nobody being there, just making sure the units are running, that they're not. That'd be the main thing until we get a permanent fix. It would be the biggest issue.
Law enforcement could open the door and see if it's working. I mean, something
Yeah,
could-
that's all we need to do to get through. That's not an issue as long as we have somebody there checking periodically over the weekend and holidays.
Might be able to have IT put in a temperature sensor in there that's connected and let somebody know too.
Yes.
They might have that ability.
I'll
hook
check
into
with
it.
IT. That's a good idea.
That's $30. I did one at my house.
Stick is the brand
Yeah,
name.
it just hooks to your Wi-Fi and
Yep.
there's
And
an
it's
app
a-
on your phone.
But you still need a backup heater for one of these to replace the shot ones?
Well, no, I'll hold off. So worst case, if we do have extreme issues, we'll have somebody come out. worst case scenario, we could probably get away with one if we had to, in the absolute worst case scenario with one of these. But, in the meantime, I'll get, pricing on the tube heating and new heads and.
Well,
Okay.
the head is the problem right now.
Right.
Right.
I just know, this spring when we were looking at it, a lot of the suppliers or all the suppliers they weren't confident putting the new head on with the existing
If
tube.
it fits, I don't understand why you can't put a new head on.
I'm not a,
We used to fix them, you know, when they went bad, the bearings went out or something, we used to fix them.
yeah.
I'm not following you there.
Well, I know like the actual head itself, we can get a whole new head. Right now, the head, they're rusted out. So if we get a new head and just put on the tube. I know a lot of the suppliers weren't confident in that.
If they're not confident because they want to sell you the tube.
Get that, yeah.
I would guess that the tubes are rusting out too, if the
Yeah.
heads are.
Well, I wouldn't know, like, we can get more
We'd
information.
have
What I'll
to
do is
Inspect
Get
them.
an
all.
inspect, get an inspection.
I'll get somebody out there. We'll get up and we'll get a lift and we'll drive around and we can inspect them all and we can get an accurate assumption or an accurate, where we're standing on them.
Can you bring it back by the 13th next week?
Yeah, I'm.
You're
don't
lucky
think
this
that'd be-
week's gonna be warm.
I'm not, that's one thing is I'm not worried. I want to make sure you guys are aware if there is something, we might, have to throw something in or do something in the meantime. That's just my main concern. I don't want a building freezing up.
No, I just don't, right now, I don't see putting these in and then whatever, a year from now, we're gonna put all the tubes in. You know,
Yeah, I
that's
get
what-
that.
Are those tubes pretty much universal, or would it be better to have the exact manufacturer's replacement for the head? Are the heads unique?
They're a certain size, they're,
Yeah.
I don't know, 6 inch. or
5 inch or whatever.
What brand is there now of the head?
Well, I don't think there's a brand.
And
There's probably not a brand. no.
there's,
It's
like the nameplates are
burner of
gone.
The head itself is that's the heart of the whole thing.
Exactly.
and how it is so it's like a grid system
Yeah,
where
yeah,
they're all
I-
around.
Hmm.
And then head here, and it's just heating
It's
units.
like a thermostat for the back shop,
Sure.
thermostat for the other shop.
But no, I agree with you that
Well,
that you can replace the head without having to replace the tubes.
you can.
Yeah, it's hard to get what's recommended. The manufacturers of the heads that we looked at this spring didn't want to do that. And I get what you're saying is they just want to sell you a whole new system, which in that case, that'd be extremely expensive. But if we could just get the head and get somebody willing to do that, would be more cost effective.
If you can replace them as they die,
Yeah,
that type of things.
yeah, and that would be terrible.
Now, this is in the future, this shop. I don't know how quick it's gonna happen, of course, but
Yeah.
you know, Nick is putting some money away to replace it, so we
Mhm.
try not to get too much stuck into it.
Right, that's exactly where, like I said, I'll go and I'll get pricing for the heads and we'll try to find a supplier that will give us just a head if we can. And then we can replace one or two in the meantime. If we can't get that, then we can talk. By next commissioners meeting, I can get that information and get back to you on that. And then we can go from there. So, sounds good.
Thank you.
Thanks, Ed.
Okay, approve the 90-day building lease agreement. Are they planning to change the rate by April?
Yeah, if I can give you a little background, if you want, it's pretty confusing, what the 6 counties in the joint powers and HE County has got a building. And none of them are comparing apples to apples, not only the length of the lease, the structure of the lease. Some are just strictly per square foot. Some are per square foot plus utilities, maintenance, so forth. And even the dollar amount per square foot from county to county is not even close. So. Health
Or are we on the
Service-
low end?
Yes, actually we are.
Yeah.
And part of that idea has always been that we're paying ourselves because it's part of our contribution. I asked the question last month, I says, do we get any federal or state reimbursement for facilities? And this is, well, yes, we kind of do. I'd like more of a definitive answer than we kind of do. So because some are a 1-year lease, some are a 3-year lease, some are a 5-year lease. The intent there is to get everything together on the same. So because of that, ours was up for renewal. In fact, we actually officially already renewed it a few months ago. But we're not going to, Health and Human Services isn't going to enact that. So this is just a 90-day temporary extension of that until they can figure out what's going on.
Yeah, you'd think there'd be some standardized way to
Yes.
have everyone get the same rate.
And myself even, okay, if it's by square foot, how many square foot do we need? Because some facilities are just huge, you know? And then one of the comments was, well, we'll go by whatever the going rate in that community is for commercial space. Well, that's fine, but example, the courthouse up in Marshall, the Lyon County Courthouse. Okay, if Health and Human Service wasn't in there using all that square footage, who else would they ever possibly lease that to?
Right.
So if they want to use that barometer of going commercial rate, I don't know if that's really apropos or not. So for the time being, we just need to have a temporary 90-day renewal until we work out the details. In fact, Mr. Chair, I'll go ahead and make that motion that we do approve the temporary 90-day renewal.
Second.
Okay, well, motion and second to approve the 90-day lease. Any further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Anything else to be brought up today?
Oh, Mr. Chairman, I don't have anything else today.
Our next regular meeting will be on the 13th. And again on the 27th. Anything else, for a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
We are adjourned.
About a seal.